East African Republic. On October the 21st, 1969, there took place a bloodless socialist revolution in Somalia, one of whose first aims was to forge a healthy economy based upon the united talents of her people. In traditional handicrafts, for example, crafts of wood carving, of stone cutting, ivory, metal, and leatherwork, there previously existed only the single craftsman, catering in a haphazard way for the needs of his tiny local clientele. The revolution changed that, setting up fully equipped cooperatives in which the craftsman's skills could be enhanced through contact with his fellows, in which he could create more and better goods for an expanding market, including a hard currency market overseas. Since the socialist revolution, cotton, for centuries a staple product of the nearby Sudan and of Egypt, has been grown in Somalia on experimental farms set up by the government. In the Shabelle region, the Somaltex textile factory at Balad was built and equipped with the most modern equipment. The intention at the outset was to make the country self-sufficient in bleached and dyed cotton fabrics, an objective now achieved with an annual production of 10 million yards. In the government's plan, hard currency resources previously spent on costly textile imports can now be diverted to other vital development projects. Weaving and pattern making have always been traditional Somali crafts, and the new freedoms offered by a domestic textile industry are encouraging still further these already developed skills. Lying so close to the equator, Somalia grows a great variety of fruits and vegetables. To package these for sale and export, the government built the huge Etop factory at Afgoy. Its positioning is excellent, lying in the very center of the fruit-growing district of the Shabelle and close to Mogadishu's export harbor. Somalia's greatest export is meat, not only as livestock, but also canned and processed. For this reason, the government set up two large canning factories, one in Mogadishu and another in Kismayu to the south. Kismayu now exports some 300 million tins of stewed steak a year to the Soviet Union, while large quantities of corned beef are marketed in Egypt and other countries of the Middle East. 2,000 miles of coastline give Somalia a further natural resource to develop, and fish factories are a growing feature of her coastal towns. The main one at Las Korai in the north is designed to process an annual minimum of 5,000 tons of tuna fish for export. Success in this has led the Ministry of Fisheries and its related agencies to expand their operations and to purchase growing numbers of fishing vessels and storage facilities for the industry. Before the revolution, Somalia's domestic needs were met almost entirely by costly foreign imports. Since 1969, she has gone a long way towards rectifying the situation. The Bail factory in the capital, for instance, now produces soap products, detergents and shampoos, sufficient to meet the entire country's needs. Another light industry developed since the revolution is that of tile making and ceramics here in Mogadishu. Made entirely from stone quarried locally in Burhakaba, the ceramics are the work of local craftsmen, encouraged by the flourishing industry. The finished product now meets not only the nation's needs, but also forms a small but useful source of hard currency revenue through export sales to Somalia's Arab neighbors. Tobacco has been grown on an experimental basis in Somalia for the past 16 years. Following the revolution, the government undertook to build a cigarette factory in Mogadishu that now turns out over 1 million cigarettes a day. The same factory also produces matches of timber cut from the southern forests of Jilib in the lower Juba. This factory, recently built in Mogadishu, is designed to make pasta, spaghetti, macaroni, rigate, from Somali maize, with the aim of making the country self-sufficient in these very essential, very basic foodstuffs. Somalia is famous for her agricultural produce, and above all for her bananas. Bananas are the country's principal cash crop, being exported to the Arab countries and to those of the European Economic Community, such as Italy. From the banana, Somalia earns a full 30% of her entire hard currency revenue. Bananas apart, Somalia is rapidly developing her capacity for producing rice, often in regions far from her two main rivers and based around expanding irrigation schemes. Experimental farms with quality control machinery and facilities for testing various strains are rapidly confirming her government's insistence that soon she can become self-sufficient in rice of the very highest quality. At the same time, Somali farmers working on a cooperative basis and helped by the volunteer labor force called into being by the government's plea for crash programs to develop national resources, have been rapidly expanding the country's output of crops such as maize, sorghum, groundnuts, and millet. Even non-tropical vegetables such as tomatoes and onions are being grown successfully. But still, livestock is the country's mainstay. Somalia exports literally hundreds of thousands of beasts, cattle, camels, sheep and goats to the Arab countries, where they are highly prized above almost all others. Somalia's livestock has long enjoyed relative immunity from endemic diseases such as anthrax, a fact lately reinforced by the institution of a vigorous government campaign to encourage the use of animal vaccines. With agriculture and livestock playing so vital a part in the country's export drive, Somalia is also building up her own fleet of ships for their transportation. She has invested in larger, more efficient port and harbour facilities. The great Red Sea port of Berbera has already been expanded, while on the Indian Ocean, the capital harbour of Mogadishu is currently being extended to double its present capacity. For centuries, Somalia has been a 100% Muslim country. Yet its religion is far from being confined to the mosque. From the earliest times, Somali children received a basic education in the Quranic schools. Now, since the revolution, and for the very first time in all her history, the country has also her own national schools and universities, with Somali teachers giving lessons from books printed in the Somali language. And yet still, the Quranic schools form the basis for a Somali ethic in which the very practical, very pragmatic doctrines of Holy Islam become not mere words, but a very real force and way of life for the people of the young socialist nation.
والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدى هدى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. اللهم اهدنا بهداك واجعلنا ممن يسارع في رضاك ولا تولنا وليا سواك. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر.
The second charter, setting out the internal and external policies of the nation. Now there was one guide, one rule, at last, for the first time in Somali history. As the charters had promised, the people were mobilized at once in a unified bid to develop the nation's resources. And in answer to the revolution's call, the people turned over not only themselves, but their purses and everything they had to the building of their nation. Roads and communications were the first to be improved, a vital consideration if the country was to be united in its efforts. Self-help and community projects were started up and down the country. No longer was Somalia too smart under its tag as the graveyard of foreign aid. The face of the country's towns and cities was changed. Mogadishu, the capital, was here a mirror to the country's progress elsewhere. New and badly needed housing estates sprang up everywhere, set in newly landscaped gardens, or among green trees and flowers. A remarkable symbol of this reawakened national pride is Mogadishu's Juba Hotel, built entirely from the voluntary contributions of the Somali people. The crowded streets themselves point to just how the people's lives were changed. Their confidence returned. They were more secure. The streets were no longer places to avoid as they had been in the dark days before the revolution. Numerous cars signpost prosperity now, and bustling markets a thriving trade also in manufactured and agricultural goods. For the first time in Somalia's history, her national heroes were honored as they deserved, not forgotten or ignored as they had once been. Statues were raised to Mohammed Abdullah Hassan, to Hawatako, to Dagahtur. Mogadishu grew in size, in population, and in trade. Being a coastal trading city, a modern harbor was essential to her. The revolution saw to it that she got one. Construction was started almost immediately on the extension and modernization of Mogadishu port, preparing it for a rapid expansion of the country's foreign trade. The revolution permeated Somali agriculture as well, straining to make people wake up to the value of their rich and fertile soil. Crash land development programs were started with the aim of making the country self-sufficient in basic foodstuffs while, at the same time, providing thousands with employment. Fertilization and mechanization were introduced on a wider scale than ever before by pooling cooperative resources. Canalization was extended also to make the widest possible use of the country's reliable water resources. Years of post-colonial decay had taught the Somali people the hardest yet clearest political lesson of all. Political independence for them would remain just a meaningless slogan for as long as they were unable to rely on themselves alone to assure the basic means of survival. Typical of this, successful were their findings, that Somalia has taken over this function, ensuring cheap cereal supplies for everyone. Alongside the revolution in the fields has come a revolution in agricultural industry. Factories such as this, making pasta in machinery bought with money saved on crop imports, have sprung up to produce Somalia's own imports are no longer needed. Tomatoes and other fruit crops have also benefited from the government's agricultural policies, showing vastly increased production. Today at Afgoy, the ETOP factory processes and cans many thousand tons a year for home consumption and for Somalia's growing agricultural export markets. Bananas today are Somalia's second largest export. Yet in colonial times, the plantations were the exclusive province of the Europeans, who limited their development to meet the import needs of the colonial mother country alone. This policy has changed now. Production has been increased many times and markets are expanding to match. Furthermore, today, government investment grants have enabled even the poorest of farmers to grow bananas, where before the revolution they lacked both capital and machinery. Today, quality control and packaging plants are being set up throughout the fertile south of Somalia to meet the stringent demands of this rapidly growing trade. Somalia's banana exports can now be measured in tens of thousands of tons a year to markets lying as far afield as Europe, East and West, the Middle East and Africa itself. Another basic crop more widespread since the revolution is sesame. And here again, sesame oil, once imported at great cost, is now processed inside Somalia. Experimental tobacco plantations also were successfully laid out in various parts of the country. Work on them clearly established tobacco as a feasible national crop, and further plantations were laid down. Backing the tobacco plantations came a large cigarette factory in Mogadishu that currently turns out 1 million Somali cigarettes a day and aims in the middle future to increase production further and meet the entire country's needs. Vaccination and improved breeding techniques throughout the country. Some problems were simply too vast for self-help schemes alone. The government had to show the way. South of Mogadishu, a century of neglect had allowed the coastal sand dunes of Shalambod to drift massively inland, cutting roads and burying fertile fields. President Siad toured the threatened region. Foreign experts had costed the solution in millions. The president examined the ground and appealed to the people. The solution would not cost millions and would come from the Somalis themselves. And come the Somalis did. From far and wide, from all walks of life, ferried in on convoys of government trucks. During the week, they came from nearby Marka, Brawa, and the villages around, mostly farmers and fishermen. On Fridays, their numbers were swollen by volunteers from as far away as Mogadishu, by factory workers, students, civil servants, soldiers, teachers, doctors, all. On Fridays, an estimated 11,000 people were working in Shalambod. Drought-resistant scrub and cacti were planted as windbreaks in a thin layer of topsoil. Between them, grasses would grow to bind the dunes and halt their spread. The people threw themselves into the task with feverish enthusiasm. Challambord's reclamation was the greatest physical achievement of the early revolution. It proved beyond doubt that the people, if they wanted, could work miracles. One day in the near future, dates and palms will grow here, and from a desert, a flourishing orchard will have sprung.
Betrayed us. You did? Yes, that's what we believe, because we had an agreement that we should not kill or hit on the back one to another. Mm-hmm. So when they went on the other side and make a new marriage against us, sending forces against us, mm-hmm. against our own country, bombardment our children, with their planes, this is betrayal of the agreement, of the word of honor, of the agreement which existed. Mm-hmm. We were good friends. We were not dependent. I am very bad dependent, but I am very good friend. If we today agree something, I will remain to it. Mm-hmm. But at the level of friend, not at the level of dependent. We hate dependent. We hate colonialism. We hate those who believe colonialism and not...
madaxweynaha jamhuuriyadda ee Soomaaliya Jaale Maxamed Siyaad Barre waxa uu furay xarun cusub oo loo dhisay danwadaagaha xaruntaasina waxa ay muraayad u tahay oo ay muujinaysaa sida xukuumadda kacaankii ay u daryeelayso reer guuraaga Soomaalida mabaadi'da xisbiga hantiwadaaga ee kacaanka Soomaaliyana waxa u horeysa in la naga nasiyo reer guuraaga geediga maalin walba ay ku jiraan ciidamada asluubtu qayb libaax ayay ka qaataan dhismaha dalka madaxweynaha jamhuuriyadda dimuqraadiga ee Soomaaliya Jaale Maxamed Siyaad Barre waxa uu furay xarun cusub oo loo sameeyay ciidamada asluubta halkaasina waxa ku soo dhaweeyay habla ka tirsan ubaxa kacaanka oo madaxweynaha halkaasi ku soo dhaweeyay madaxda ciidamada asluubta Jaale Ahmed Ismaaciil Ahmed ayaa isaguna halkaasi madaxweynaha ku soo dhaweeyay Jaale Siyaad markii uu furay waxa halkaasi sacab markaasi ku tumay madaxdii kale ee la socday وإنتاسو أدمرون حقا أفقوي أغبحدا مقالة مقدشة وحا لغا سمية ماشا ليلاه كيلومتر 7 حرون لغو حنانيو أو لغو كبعيو الدقاقة تاسينا وحا أي كميتاهي تلابو ينكحس بغو طلقالي إن دالكو وإستغاف اللادو حقا نفقادا إيو النبا xogayaha guud ee xisbiga hantiwadaaga kacaanka Soomaalidu Jaale Siyaad waxa uu furay dhismo cusub oo lagu daray kilaabka militariga waxa weeye meel loogu talagalay inay ku nastaan dhalinyarada ka tirsan xoogga dalka Soomaaliyeed marka ay firaaqada leeyihiin oo ay ku sheekaystaan aaraana isku dhaafsadaan halkaasi madaxweynaha waxa ku tusay sida dhismaha loo kordhiyay ninkii madaxda ka ahaa dhismaha kilaabka madaxweynaha jamhuuriyadda dimuqraadiga ee Soomaalidu Jaalle Maxamed Siyaad Barre waxa uu ku dhawaaqay in iftiinka tacliinta la wada gaarsiiyo ummadda Soomaaliyeed. Jaalle Siyaadna waxa uu markaasi magaalada Xamar ka furay qaar ka mid ah dugsiyada cusub ee lagu daray magaalada iskuuladeeda. dawladda hoose ee magaalada Muqdisho waxa ay ku dadaashaa sidii loo kordhin lahaa dhismaha magaalada ee looga dhigi lahaa meel caafimaadka dadka u wanaagsan. Jaalle Siyaadna waxa uu furay xaafadda Kaaraan kawaan cusub oo laga dhisay halkaasi oo loogu talagalay haweenka Soomaalidu marka ay wax gadanayaan ama hilibka doonayaan inay si fudud oo wanaagsan wax uga iibsadaan. markii ugu horeysay ayaa magaalada Muqdisho waxa laga dhisay dekad cusub oo si qumaatiya ay maraakiibta dibadda ka timaada ugu soo xidhan karaan. madaxweyne Jaalle Siyaad dekadaasi ayuu furay waxaana dekadaasi loogu talagalay in laga dhoofiyo ama laga soo dejiyo alaabada dalku dibadda u diro ama dibadda uga timaada. carwadii 14aad ee caalamiga ahayd oo lagu soo bandhigay xubnaha kala duwan ee ka mid ah waxyaabaha uu ku dhisan yahay dhaqaalaha dalkeena. madaxweyne ku-xigeenka Jaalle Xuseen Kulmiye Afrax ayaa carwadaasi rasmi ahaan u furay halkaasina waxa ku soo dhaweysay gabadha madaxda ka ahayd carwadaasi. dabeetoo Jaalle Kulmiye isaguna khudbad buu halkaasi ka akhriyay uu ku sharxayo ahamiyadda weyn ee carwadu ay u leedahay horumarinta dhaqaalaha dalka. Jaalle Kulmiye dabeetoo waxa uu soo maray meelaha kala gaarka ah ee wax lagu soo bandhigay carwadaasi.
وعليها وعن قاعدنا يا هنا ست الوقت. شكرا لنا. أجمعنا لما
الحان أحمد سال علي محمد علي وسامة محمود عبد الوكال محمود عبد النور علي صالح عبد الكريم عبد القادر بن عمر عبد الرحمن حسين عبدي محمد كاظم حسين حية كاظم عيسى والصمد عبد محمد يوسف علي ابراهيم خالد ابو غافي علي عيسى سلوى عمر احمد عمر مريم جلال احمد امان علي سمسر عبد القادر شريف فرح احمد عمر الزهري نور علي حسن محمد ال احمد حسين حسن علي حسين موسى وحاشرهم الفارع محمد علي حامد محمد يوسف احمد محمود شريف اسماعيل احمد عبد الله تعالى عبدي محيدين محمد كاظم محمد سعيد حسن عبد الله عبد الوهاب عمر حاشي يوسف ابراهيم علي محمود سعيد محمد محمد علي حامد طريق موسى مصر كما علي محمد علي محمد احمد عبد السلام حاج محمد عبد الله جاه محمد محمد الشيخ علي المنصر محمد علي الشيخ ادم محمد جاني محمد وائل علي صالح نور محمد حاج الصبريه
أنا عايزين كده أنا عدت نقطة كمان هذه اللي بعنا بقى فكرة الدين بقى شعبية العراق يا سيدي أنا أستوى والله وودي أنا فكر إني أنا كان يجي في خبر مكا أي نوع من هاي عدت في المكان ده نقول كده كان عدت بقى يجي في خبر يعرف الله وحين سأل وجهه طلع قطر
قال الدومية وحنستعين عارفين صعب
تدخل المجال الاجتماعي كابتنية على المركز والمحل مش يقولون كفتمركة بس يبقى الله أخير ويا الله أخير حديث ورنكا أما ربي ذلك مقالين مش حال كله بحد مدعوش للولي والولي النوان الصوت أو بعضهم سأدرات يدري وحياتها الإيروسات وأنا أقول ما في لها ذلك مقالين سيدة الإيروسات أو الوضع إلى المالان ضرورة ويوحي الجان وراءه حتى ما هو يعني وحياتها يقولها يقول حياته إن لبدلوه كثيرا سامو شعب الدوانا إذا لو بدله يلا أنواع في السوق كان يقول هاي مدى الصومالية ده نوع وحين نقول الساعة أغلبية أيضا في الصومالية نوعرفوا إنه أو شكوه في الغلطة يلا نقول بشرعية ويا واقفين الصوماليين
لو فرنسي لها شروع لدل أهمية معناها الدستور كلية هيبقى لو بدي كلام مركا أنا واحد قوايينا لو كراعي من حاجة أصعد طلع أين يقول الشيء ده لو بدي
sanadkii ugu horreeyey ee hawluhu bilaabmeen duurgoyntu aad umay socon waayo waxaa hakiyey daadkii soo rogmaday kolkii webigu fasahay sannadkii labaad oo dhan iyada oo cagafta waaweyni barroosinka xidhatay ayaa waxaa hurrabaas lagu qaaday geydogoontii sanadkii labaad dabayaaqadiisii warshaddii way weynaatay qalabkii warshadda intiisa badanna waa la rakibay waxaa la sii kordhiyey xidhiidhintii hawlaha warshadda subax walba waxaa shira injineerada warshadda iyo maamulaha mashruuca oo gorfeeya umuurta kolkii hawsha warshaddu ay dhammaatay badankeedii ayaa waxaa la kordhiyey hawlihii kale ee daaraha waxaa laga soo kabanayay baa la yidhi markaasi wakhtigii ku lumay daadkii webiguu soo rogay waxaa mar kale suuragal ay u ekaatay in sonkor la soo saaro 1980 sidii hore loogu talagalay maraakiibtii england ka keentay qalabka ee ka dejinaysay kismaayo ayaa iminka dejisay qaybtii ugu dambaysay ee qalabka warshadda duhurkii ayaa baabuurta xamuulka ka furta furdadu waxa ay beegsadaan burcuudda xeebta waxaa taasi ka dambeeya banka dheer ee qabta mareeray oo 100 kilomitir u jira rakibaadta qalabka warshadda ee culus oo u baahan dawrid ayaa ahaa arrin dhib badan dheeldheel ma galaan oo sahal ma aha sida loo dhigayo biraha culayskoodu yahay 16 tan oo waa khatar haddii ay siibtaan waddada laamida ah ee ka timaada kismaayo ayaa waxaa ku taallada xariiqa dunida u kala qaybiya labada meelood baabuurta mashruucuna 40,000 oo goor ayay ka tallowday xariiqaasi roobabka hufada leh ee mareeray kolka ay da'aan dhibaatay la yimaadaan waxaa la joojaa dhammaanba hawlaha ka soconaya dibadda ilaa inta roobku ka joogsanayo kolka roobku qaado ayaa waxaa la tiriyaa gaadiidka ku xayirma dhiidhida dhibaatooyinka had iyo jeer taagan kolka roobku da'o waxaa ka mid ahaa saacadaha ku luma inta gawaadhida dhiidhida laga saarayo saddex saacadood marka ay laamida hayaan ayaa gawaadhidu ka leexataa Kismaayo oo waxa ay sii qaadaan waddo kale oo jeexan ilaa 40 kilomitir oo kale inta aanay gaadhin Mareere. mashruucu wuxuu u ekaaday magaalo yar waxaa lagu jira 200 oo aqal waxaa jira dukaamo iyo cusbatar yar waxaa abuurantay beel lixda galabtii ayay baabuurtu gaadhaan Mareere waxaa dhaqso u iman doona qalabkii cuslaa ee warshadda waxaa dhammaan doonta hawshii dhismaha waxaana la bilaabi doonaa hawlihii tijaabada sanadkii labaad dabayaaqadiisii qasabadaha biyuhu waxa ay waraabiyaan ilaa 2,000 oo qoodi oo qasaba oo baxaya waxaana beeran ilaa 4 dalool mashruucii waxa uu ku soo noqday qorshihii iyo xilligii loogu talagalay sanadkii saddexaad bilowgiisii waa tii ugu horraysay makiinadaha soo saara biyaha makiinadahaasi oo ka sarreeya webiga waxaa loogu talagalay in si dib-yar loo hagaajiyo xataa kolka webigu heer sare uu gaadho inta u dhaxaysa makiinado labalaba ah ayaa ku rakiban waxaana loogu talagalay in ay biyaha u soo qaadaan farta mashruuca waxaa ku dadban irido gacanta lagu xidhi karo amaba lagu furi karo hadba sida la doonayo makiinado kale ayaa dabeeto biyaha ka soo dhura farta oo gaadhsiiyo beeraha mashruuca oo dhan markii ugu horraysay ayaa waxaa inoo muuqda xaddiga weyn ee mashruucu inta uu leegyahay intaasi waa 2 beerood oo keliya 8 meelood kolka mashruuca laga dhigo ee loo qaybiyo waxa weeye uun meel keliya 3 bilood ka hor dhulka aad aragtaan wuxuu ahaa kayn jiqa iminkana waxaa intaa badan ku beeran aala sonkor May 1980 wax kasta oo dhibaato ah oo la soo maray waa taa warshaddii iminka dhisan oo waxa lagu dhameeyey waxaan aad ugaba badnayn 2 sannadood waxaana la bilaabayaa soo saaritiinkii sonkorta kolka mashruucu dhammaado waxaa la filayaa in warshaddu ay sifayso oo ay soo saarto 3,400 oo tan oo sonkora maalintiiba kolka la gaaro wax soo saaritiinka buuxa ee warshaddana waxaa la filayaa in ay soo saarto 70,000 oo tan oo sonkorta cada sannadkiiba warshadda waxaa rasmi ahaan u furay xogayaha guud ee xisbiga hantiwadaagga kacaanka Soomaaliyeed madaxweynaha jamhuuriyadda dimuqraadiga ee Soomaaliya Jaale Maxamed Siyaad Barre oo aad u xiiseeyey inuu arko go'aanka ugu horreeya ee mashruucaasi oo ka mid ahaa maalgelintii ugu weyneed ee dalka kolkii warshaddu dhammaatay ayaa waxaa muhiim noqday tababarkii waxaa casharo rasmi ah loo bilaabay sannadkii hore dadkii ka shaqaynaya meesha hase ahaatee weli dad cusub oo la tababaro ayaa la qorayey
on the screen there, you'll find out they've got a battery,